I got a kid, so I'm doing okay with the car, and I'm very
Best feature of the car is definitely the driving experience. Once you are used to it कि आपको समझ जाए कि आपको गियर पे बार बार देखना नहीं पड़ता कि आप कौन से गियर पे डाल रहे हैं, एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो जैसे आपने कहा था एक्सेलरेशन ब्रेक थोड़ा डिफरेंट है. आई थिंक द एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ ड्राइविंग इज एफर्टलेस. मतलब आई ड्राइव फॉर अबाउट 1.5 hours one way to work and it doesn't seem that long. तो आई थिंक that is the best feature of the car. In fact इसका कूलिंग बहुत अच्छा है. कूलिंग के लिए I have not faced any problem as yet. In fact it cools really well. पीछे there are no AC vents, खाली आगे के 4 हैं, तो that was a concern कि पीछे तक हवा जाएगी कि नहीं, especially in the summers. पर not facing any problem. It's very comfortable so far. So it's quite a big boot with the stepney and everything here. You can comfortably fit like 2 small cabin bags and other small stuff around here. It's easily connected to your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So you know, in terms of having Google Assistant, I struggle with technology, but I think it's helpful to just say, you know, okay, call so and so person or play so and so music.
तो वो voice activation हमारी हिंदुस्तानी आवाज़ समझता है?
70% of the times I get a positive sort of feedback where they understand. कई बार ऐसे होता है कि could not understand or read your request, etc. etc. तो फिर you use your phone eventually because it is frustrating. I have an Android phone, so Android Auto का wireless अभी तक नहीं निकला है. I think it's in India, it's not available. You need your wires. So the day I don't have my USB cord, I थोड़ा struggle with things because I'm so used to having it now.
So your favorite Google Assistant?
So Google Assistant, so you have to connect your phone cord to your USB here and just your Android Auto play. So your music is whatever you want. And if I want to give a command, so I can say call mom.
Calling mom.
Hey mom, I was just testing the thing. I'll call you back.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
ये तो लेना.
Open Spotify.
Opening Spotify.
So that way, you know, I don't face as much of a problem. कभी ऐसे होता है कि they don't pick up my command. That's about it. This is the gearbox. It's basically like just the small knob. तो जब भी आप turn करें, you have to press the brake and then turn it. So right now it's in neutral.
Press करना पड़ा brake को.
My foot is on the brake currently.
ठीक है जी.
And then if you see here, आपके screen पे it will show you कि आप अभी N पे है, which is on neutral. So whenever you want the car to be standing, it should be on neutral with this handbrake on because they don't have a parking mode. तो अगर आप न्यूट्रल पे हैं तो कभी रिस्क होता है कि गाड़ी पीछे चली जाएगी डिपेंडिंग अगर आप स्लोप पे हैं. तो रियली कीप योर हैंड ब्रेक प्रेस्ड व्हेन यू वांट टू जस्ट स्टॉप द कार स्टेशनरी. देन इफ आई वांट टू गो टू ड्राइव, आई विल प्रेस द ब्रेक अगेन, टर्न इट टू D. सो व्हेन यू टर्न टू ड्राइव, इट विल नॉट इमीडिएटली स्विच. इट जस्ट टेक्स लाइक हाफ अ सेकेंड और अ सेकेंड. तो कभी अगर आप ट्रैफिक में हैं एंड यू आर ऑन N, and to make this shift, can you hear the sting sound? So once that sound happens, only then it will actually turn to drive and you can start moving forward. Should I drive?
हाँ. तो अभी आपने न्यूट्रल से D पे लेके.
अभी मैं न्यूट्रल पे D पे, and every transition in the gear will give you a sound and then you just have to release your brake and start driving. If you see the left side पे जो blue lines ऊपर जा रहे हैं, that is when you're accelerating, and the right side के जब lines ऊपर जा रहे हैं, that is when you're braking. So there is this concept of regenerative battery. In the sense कि वो थोड़ा save हो रहा है in terms of reutilizing the same charge. You see your app also which they've given. There is a braking score, there is an accelerating score to show कि how well you're utilizing your charge. So it's quite cool. So अभी अगर आप देख रहे हैं मैंने brake press किया तो वो regenerative battery ऊपर जा रही है. This is again your acceleration. So it depends, you know, how much battery you have, how much you want to save, the more you want to regenerate it. अगर आप hilly area से वापस आ रहे हैं तो आपकी range काफ़ी बढ़ जाती है because your battery is getting regenerated in the sense you're not accelerating a lot when you're coming down, but whereas you're going uphill तो आपकी battery और थोड़ी extra use हो जाती है. So these are things that, you know, you learn over time after driving the car. If you see here, you can see the range. So this shows 181 kilometers because it is 84% charge. So that is the range that you can cover in the existing charge. About 5,300 kilometers driven is what it will show you. These are again the battery bars. So it is currently in the full space. Then every 25% it will keep decreasing. So that's how the dashboard currently is.
अब मुझे आपसे बात करनी है, ये जो व्यू है आपके स्टीयरिंग का जो व्यू है ना, अगर हम उस व्यू से बात करें, रोड विजिबिलिटी की बात करें, फिर हम ये जो A पिलर है आपका राइट वाला, उसकी बात करें, प्लीज जरा मुझे उसके बारे में बताइए.
So ऐसे मुझे honestly कोई problem face नहीं हुआ है in terms of visibility. I think I'm pretty short. तो for me the car is at a good height कि मुझे सामने clearly दिख सकता है कि कहाँ तक गाड़ी है and all of that. तो for me it's very comfortable. Also you can adjust your seat accordingly obviously. But I think मुझे इस pillar से जो आप बात कर रहे हैं उससे I have not faced any issue as such कि रास्ते में आ रहा है और it's cutting my view. It's pretty comfortable what you can see when you're at the driver's seat, and the height is also pretty good, like the ground coverage and all. It's very comfortable. So given that I'm a short person also, I don't face a challenge कि मुझे आगे का दिख नहीं रहा है.
हाई स्पीड कितनी दूर तक गए उस समय का एक्सपीरियंस इन टर्म्स ऑफ द कार स्टेबिलिटी? अब ये चू क्यों कर रहा है?
Because I've crossed 80 kilometers per hour, so it will just say speed limit. That I have gone to approximately 111, 117, I remember. I would say that I am more cautious in this car compared to when I'm driving another car. It's comfortable to drive. It's not like any issue when you're raising the car or you're going at high speed as well. It's pretty comfortable. You can also change it to sports mode and you will feel a shift in power because the car becomes very powerful in that sense. So it's interesting, but it uses more battery. So I very rarely will use my sports mode because I'm very conscious about how much battery I have, how much I want to utilize it. And for me this drive mode works great. In terms of braking, it's like it took me a while to get used to it because it's not any difficult or anything, but kai baar you're used to a particular type of brake and this car was slightly different. It's good, like even if you have to suddenly brake, it will screech a little, but wo immediately brake ho jati hai. It's a little scary कि sometimes you feel like the car is very fluid and then you have to bring it back to okay fine now I need to stop. So initially when couple of times this would happen, it would be a little scary, but now I'm used to it. So I know कि अगर आगे ये speed breaker है, this car is stopping, when should I start braking and all. I think you just get used to it. But initially you do feel that the car is so effortless that how will you brake immediately or how will it happen. तो कई बार मतलब बहुत पास जाके जब ब्रेक हुई तो गाड़ी की tires have screeched also. Sometimes I actually hear my brake, so I don't know whether it is me pressing the brake or it's the tire screeching, but that I have felt. But I don't feel very bothered with the other sounds, to be honest.
I was coming from the context that for example, thanks to the tire noise, at times you're unable to talk on your phone and you're unable to.
But do you feel like that right now? I'm very comfortable. I can have like a work call also right now, so I don't feel that, to be honest.
I'm now realizing that it is because the car is so silent.
Yeah.
That it gets you all the.
Yeah, so for example, if I turn the AC off, right, there is no sound of the car but of the road and the friction with the tires. There's no AC sound also now if this is completely off. Like AC now, if I switch it on, see, this is the only AC noise. So otherwise the car doesn't have any noise. I think if your drive is limited within the cities and if you're okay planning all your drives and your plans, it's definitely a car worth buying because it's very convenient. You can charge it at your own convenience. You don't have to look for a petrol pump or stand in those lines or pay that much extra money. You feel good about it. It's a very effortless drive. So if that's your purpose, I feel you should definitely go for it. If you are a person who goes for a lot of long drives and out of station drives, then I would recommend have an EV as a second car, not as your first car, because it becomes difficult, right, to plan. And agar kahin traffic ho gaya, kuch ho gaya, then you don't want to be in that constant fear कि अभी मेरी charge चली जाएगी, so what should I do? So that's the only thing I think. In summary, I think it's an effortless drive. It's just a lot of fun to drive this car. 3 positives are that I don't have to pay for fuel. It's an effortless drive and I finally have my own car. I don't know, sometimes I feel maybe like a handrest or something better over here just to kind of keep things or like, stuff like that. In terms of infra or your interiors, it could be a good be charging point behind and the AC vent. I think that would be comfortable for people sitting behind as well. Hey guys, if you've really liked this video and you found it useful, please do like and subscribe this channel. I think it's really helpful when you make a decision about any car. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.